Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. Today's episode we're going to be looking at just carrying on from last video, and we're going to be trying to learn Pax's, I've called it the Pillow Fort deck. It's the Gardener Joe sort of hyper control list. So the aim of this is basically to tie up the enemy units on the board for as long as possible. So we want to just negate all their damage with things like Tona Mystic Manteo if they're going against the captain. We've got Neck Divine to heal our units. We've got Stitchy. We can stop people's attacks with Fate Twister Tanton, stop their abilities with Whispers, stun them with Balam, or even just immobilise them with Turncoat and Snarling, and just try and take over the game. So last time we lost, we were against a level 2 player who played really well. They pinned us in a corner and just took us out completely. So we're going to try and do the same thing again, but hopefully not get caught. If you enjoy this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join us over on Patreon in the description. All your support's really, really appreciated. I just want to drop a quick apology for a couple of times in the last week missing videos. It's been a very difficult, busy time for me personally. I've got a wedding that we're planning, I've got a lot going on with work. It's been a lot to do recently, so apologies for dropping the ball a little bit. Hopefully I can pick it up and, not let you guys worry too much of what's coming going forwards. So we're against Archaic Arcalite, a level 22 player, and we've got an Astra. So the good news of Astra is it doesn't do that much damage. The bad news is it makes things like Fate Twister Tanton worse because they can double activate something and ignore that first activation, essentially just get the second one through. So this will be interesting because Astra's still the most powerful champion in the game, captain I should say. So my understanding still is, according to Pax, is not to go out and throw anything out too early on, including Stitchy. I think last game maybe I could have played Stitchy a bit earlier, but that's not what we're going for this time. Maybe that was still too... Again, I think I'm just playing too far forwards. If they miss this, then we're never not punished for our mistakes. Place this right in front of us. Lower your own accuracy. Go on. That's all I ask. Okay, so they've got Antios. They did miss. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Justice. It's not justice. It's completely unfair on them, but that's fine. Okay, so where do we go? So they've got Deadeye, Astra, and what's his name? Antios. So it feels like here Snarling would be really good versus Antios, but also just Torian isn't as good versus Deadeye anyway. So I think it's going to be Snarling that we're going to want to play. The question is where, and I actually think maybe we want to be quite defensive here. So I'm going to play Snarling back here and just try and keep us safe. We're going to fertilise soil for us both. In fact, yeah, fertilised soil is the right pick here, I think. There you go. Next turn we can either play Torian, try and protect ourselves, or we can play something else. We really need to work up to Balam, basically. So it might even be that next turn we want to play something like Whispers or Fate Twister Tanton in order to get Balam out the following turn. The problem here is that if we had an extra turn, we'd be able to just sort of start stopping Antios from running towards us. But we don't want him to get onto that point is the problem. We don't want Antios to start scoring points. We'd rather them try and be aggressive and run towards us, and then we can basically negate him as a unit. So we're getting to the point now where we're going to want to start placing things down. Oh, they are going forward with Antios. Okay, so Antios is basically dead in the water if they move out and give us a line of sight, which they didn't, but that's fine. We've got some good movement speed, so maybe we're going to need a little bit of healing here. They don't have a good angle there. I think this is where we start playing plants like towards the front, because they don't have any movement shenanigans. We really do need to try and stop Antios getting anywhere. So this is good for Antios. They also are going to struggle to get both activations out of this. So do we hit this? We do. Okay, that's good news. Honestly, it might just be Fate Twister Tanton here. So I'm going to move up a little bit and try and de-incentivize them from attacking. I'm going to plant a Thorn Vine over here to try and encourage them to attack that rather than us. And then I'm going to do Tanton because I want to try and get an extra turn out of... get Balam out a turn early, and we're still going to go with this. And go for Balam next turn. So they're scoring points. We knew this was very likely to happen, and as Pax mentioned in the spreadsheet, the main thing we need to do is just make sure they don't get that last point. That's all we need to work towards. 9 points is fine, 10 points we lose. It's how you should in general think of most games like this anyway. Like Magic the Gathering, people often say the only point of health that matters is the last one. So here's a good start for us. It's what they decide to do with Deadeye is interesting, because what's going to be their target? This could lead us to wanting to play Ursic's Nectivine instead of Balam, but I think Balam gives us a really good sort of start at this point. We're still healing 1 a turn here anyway, and if we Fate Twist a Tantan Deadeye, then it doesn't matter as much anyway. This could be Jailbreak. That could be bad for us. Oh, it's Beatrice. Okay. I think I'm okay with Beatrice. I don't think we have to worry about that, because Antios can move into range anyway, so we just need to make that safe. And we can start moving out a little bit, I think. As long as we keep everyone in range. We just want to make sure that Beatrice doesn't get value out of this. And we can play Peacemaker Balam next turn and try and just work our way towards the lock. Okay, so Axial Pyro is going to be an issue. Like, it's something we genuinely need to deal with. So how do we do that? For one thing, we could plant a Thorn Vine and just try and keep him in place, which might actually be perfectly fine, because he can move all the way over here. So let's plant a Thorn Vine. I think this is actually something we're almost definitely doing, and see what that does for the movement. Okay, so he's still got a good bit of range there, so we're going to shoot this way, just trying to deal with Antios. There's a chance we're going to miss that, but it's fine if we don't. I think this time Snarling is going to move over here to hide from that Axial Pyro. Fate Twister Tantan is going to come over here and try and just reduce Deadeye's effectiveness. So we're not going to be able to fertilise soil this turn, so what do we want to play? It's probably Balam. So Axel can get to up there, can shoot all the way through this, so let's pop Balam over here, try and keep Balam fairly safe. And we're just going to move behind here, make them come to us. This does mean that we're not buffing anything. Oh, what? I didn't think that was closer. I thought that was further away. So the one thing I do think sometimes I feel like we're missing is an ambush unit. So it feels like ambush could be relevant here, but we're... Okay, they've got a good angle there, that's good for them. Beatrice is... Yeah, we know this is going to miss, so that's fine. This is going to burn to death, which is also fine. But then, depending on what they do, we might be able to get Balam onto multiple units soon. And even, like, start dealing with things eventually. So, Beatrice is fine over there. Depends what they deploy, because if they ever give us a chance to deploy 2 units, we will take it. Fate Twist Tantan's going to lock this side up over here, so maybe we just need to start working towards a... what's it called? Nectivine. We can just play Ring Around the Rosie with this, we don't care about this at all. So, Balam probably stuns over here. Ooh, the double activation. Okay, that's pretty bad. We might be able to get a stun here. But now this is open. This is such a hard list to get used to. Tantan being dead is a big issue for us. So, if we can hit both of these, we're in a good spot. This is a hit and run. There we go. So at least we now know what our target is for Snarling, is just to sit and deal with hit and run forever. But can we get both units here? Nowhere near. That's way too... It used to be massive. I didn't think we'd still be there, but I wanted to check. So we need to get something like Whispers out. We'll just pop ourselves further over here to be nice and safe. Beatrice can have... In fact, you know what? We're just going to plant the Thorn Vine here. We still probably want to stun Axial Pyro. But we need to figure out how we're going to not lose this, is the question. Because we're going to take some damage here. So what if we turncoat? Axial Pyro can't do anything. This can, though. I mean, turncoat could be good here. Let's... I think it is turncoat. I don't like any of this. But yeah. Let's deploy turncoat back here. We're not going to take much damage. And then we might as well deploy Stitchy to try and get more aggressive. So if we put Stitchy... Let's put it over here so Antios has to come here if they want to come for it. So Stitchy might just be a sacrificial lamb here, because we need to get onto these objectives fast. So the plan is to move Stitchy over here, with the plan that basically Antios has to come to it, yeah. So this is what we want, is Antios over here, because it potentially gives us access to a multiple unit stun, but also it just means that there's more turncoat options as well. So I was expecting Stitchy to die here, it was more just we have the Cinder, the leadership, do we use it? Okay, so they hit their own captain there. And now we've got a 2-unit stun. So that's good. Balam is doing work. The question is, can we stop points quick enough? So this is fine. Astra can then move again. Ooh, no, they can kill Turncoat. Ooh, this is well played by our opponent. Really well played by our opponent. Oh, that's great. I like that. Well done, Archaic. Archaic Arcali, great job. See, this is why I like things like this, because I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, maybe I was supposed to snare that instead of going for hit and run, because obviously the damage potential is a lot higher. Or maybe I was supposed to try and stun it instead of going for Axel Pyro, but I didn't have Whispers out to deal with that. So it's all about learning these little interactions, and it makes a really big difference. There is a chance here we may be able to get a 3-unit stun. If that's the case, we might be able to get back into this. We'd have to be very aggressive with our movement. I still don't think it's quite big enough, just to clarify, but I really think that's not going to be big enough. But let's move over here and just see what we can do. No, so we can't get Beatrice here, but these are the 2 we really care about anyway. We're going to take 4. I mean, this we just have to keep going anyway. I think now we just deploy really aggressively. Oh no, we deployed off of that. Oops. So we've got 6. So what if we deployed, say, Toner? No, Toner doesn't do anything. Let's deploy Whispers. Whispers could be good here. And then we'll pop Tarian Guardian down. Probably over here. And we're going to fertilise onto that. Yeah. Fertilise there, I guess. Okay, sure. Because we want to see if this can then potentially move on to this objective and start contesting points, because next turn is the We Are Dead turn. So I'm not sure if we've got this. I don't think we have, but we're in a far better position than we could be. Like, we're taking 6 damage, potentially 12. If they're going to be able to kill Balam, actually. Yeah, because they're going to be able to get 6 damage onto it using Astra's refresh if they can get a good angle. Can those touch? I don't know if they can. They're very close, but I don't think they actually touch. So I think then we have to find a way to just get a bit lucky, but at least we can buy ourselves another turn. Yeah. Okay, so we're not out of this. Again, we are going to struggle a little bit. So we can move over here. So we've at least contested this. This has to contest over here. So we need to start finding other things to stun. So Whispersing this is fine, because this just stops them doing anything at all. So we'll do that, because basically this is now useless. This can shoot over here. We can move out of range of Beatrice potentially, but I don't think that's going to be out of range. I don't know if that's on the point. This is actually an issue. So what if this, I could see, if I could tell if that was on the point. I don't think it is the problem? No. I think we have to go here, which means Beatrice is going to be able to hit us. So can we do anything to prevent that? And we have to Spore Puff here. There's no 2 ways about that at all. I'm going to have to move over here. We're going to have to deploy Furia over here. Fertilise soil on these. And we might as well just deploy let's go Neck Divine here, sure. So we're not completely in the best spot, but we could potentially take them off of this point is the plan. Because if we can take them off of this, then they stop scoring it. So they're going to use Beatrice to clear this up, because that's, to me, very clearly touching. So that's going to be dead. But there is a chance we could get onto this. It's going to be tough. I don't think we're going to be quite on it. I think we're going to be slightly out of range from what we need there. So, oh no, actually Whispers could push us. We could use Whispers to push ourselves and then go for it. So if they do things at the right angle... Okay, that works. I mean, we knew that was dead anyway. Okay, so this is the awkward part here. Sure, so maybe we have to push first and see if we get this. I'm not convinced this is going to be any good for us at all, but we'll have to do what we can. Yeah, so Axel's going to be able to activate next turn, which is awkward as well. So what if we just move here first, and then we feel this music. Push everyone in every direction. There we go, so we can get over here. We can move away from some of the nonsense. So we've stopped them scoring at least. We're not out yet. Snareling can push here. And then we're going to come back. Maybe not even this way yet. We still just need to Thornvine things, I think. So I think we need to move up more and get a bit more aggressive so that we can try and get Toner involved just in terms of being a point scoring unit. So if we pop Toner down over here, we're going to fertilise soil on these. Might as well go for these three. We could go for a range attack here, but I think that's not worth it. I think we're fine here. In fact, we're just going to move slightly out here so we're not completely trapped. Okay, so we're healing up. We need to find a way of keeping Furia alive or getting Toner over there or something. But they've got enough damage here to do it, so I don't think we have a way to win. Yeah, so this is why we gave the speed boost to Toner, to get Toner over here, but I don't see how we can stop them scoring 1 point on this at any point. Because now this is too much damage for us to deal with. Like, we can move into Neck Divine range and heal, but... Oh no, double activation, we're going to lose. Yeah, we've lost this game. Our opponent has just cleared up all of our healing here, so... We have no way of taking this point back, basically, is what I'm saying here. So, we couldn't get onto Axel last turn to minimise the damage. We can't do anything whatsoever. They're at 9 points, and now they've just got free reign of the game. So... I'm going to concede this in a moment. I'm just going to see if there's anything we can do this one last turn. I would be very impressed if there was. I really don't think there is. If I were them, I'd just be using, anything I could to make like a wall over here. They know I've got no units left. There's literally nothing that we can do to try and get over here. So our opponent has absolutely won this, but we're going to play it out just in case. I mean, not just in case. I know they've won this, but... Yeah, so there we go. Those are both gone. There's no way we can get onto this objective. So all we can do is move up and pass the turn. I mean, GG to our opponent. Another fun game. This list produces some really entertaining games. So there we have it. Pass to our opponent. They win the game on points. The 10th one is the only one that matters. Well done to Archaic Arcali. Great, great game. I've enjoyed this a lot. If you guys have too, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join us over on Patreon. Anything you can do to support the channel is really appreciated. I might have a little bit more difficulty again recording this next week or so, but I'm going to do my best to get content pre-recorded as much as possible. And yeah, thanks for watching, and most importantly, is to have a good day.